Illusion shattered! Shine down!
Let's dance!
There is no escape! Shine down! I got your boss. Illusion shattered!
I see through you! Looks like I went too far.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
The desert's a tough adversary, but at least it doesn't hide anything. What you see is what you get, and whether you take on the challenge is entirely up to you. Shine down!
Welcome here.
Let's get it on!
Terminate!
Let's end this now.
Now you shall perish! Ha! Ha!
There is no escape! Illusion shattered! Look alive!
We'll meet again. Welcome here. Let's end this now.
Inazuma shines eternal!
I'm getting sick of this.
Illusion shattered!
Pulverize!
There is no escape! Scatter!
Got.
Go! Let's get it on! Illusion shot!
Welcome here.
Look alive! Scatter!
Let's end this now.
Now you shall perish!
Now you're testing my patience.
There is no escape!
Welcome here.
Shine down!
I'll protect us.
Let's end this now.
Propagate.
Now you're testing my patience.
escape! Look alive! Propagate!
Is that a whale? How? Regret.
Go, Barbara, go! Illusion shattered!
This realm is... If you ever...
We mercs have one simple rule.
There is no escape!
Ever seen one of these?
down! Got something for ya! Illusion shattered!
Let's dance.
This is a new one. Shine down! This'll pack a punch. Illusion shattered! Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal! Ever seen one of these?
What you got? Another job.
A brash maneuver! Rebuild!
Cryo incarnate!
Hide this on the side!
Out of my way!
I got careful. Come again.
Transfiguration! Do your master's bidding!
I got careless. I got careless.
My will embodied! Dead with me!
Let's end this quickly.
Cryo incarnate!
This is bad.
Lightning terrified! Take your true form!
Allow me! Just like we rehearsed!
Where do you think you're?
My will embodied!
Where do you think you're?
Do your master's bidding! I'll settle this! Our bond is strong!
Now you're testing my patience.
Write this on the side!
Let's end this now.
Again!
That's close enough. New hunting bag.
Take your true form!
Let's move it. Dissipate!
Stay close. No going off on your own. The desert doesn't take prisoners. My people are used to...
I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. No, not really. Madame Farazan is a brilliant scholar. It's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that. Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Farazan was gone. I don't really get it. But it does seem like Haravitat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kasharawar and Spotamod. Madame Farazan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back. But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty. It's not that. Madame Farazan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me, and each time she says that Master can't find out. Now that you mention it, it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved. I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the general public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though.
Amazing.
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever. Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. That's a bit too general, I'd say. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective.
That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know.
And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale.
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story? Fair.
Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again...
Light novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing.
Wait for us, Madame Farazan! You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title.
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, ma'am? Oh,
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all.
of course. Why don't you try this one? It's out like...
I heard that this book's author just...
Now, I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes.
Subjects? Predicates?
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
How about... the good thing about being reincarnated...
A reincarnation isekai story? Those are pretty popular right now.
Isekai? What in the world is that? Tropes? Those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes?
Sorry.
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger.
How about this?
Oh, that's the latest volume of Onibudo!
Now that's a rather normal title length.
Yes, but I don't like it that much. Madam?
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite well. Third eye of perception. Illusory mirror.
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes? So there's no deeper purpose.
You're right. It's such a weird book.
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today. Yes, a Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching folk legends. The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny. Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic.
Is there a book like that in Sumeru?
It's called Tales of Shariar.
Tales of Shariar?
About 100 years ago.
100 years ago?
The Legend of Antara is popular to this very day, isn't it? If an old story like that is still being shared.
Even if that is the case,
What? Is that because of the academia's strict control over books in recent years? I can't believe they've allowed the people of Sumeru to become so uncivilized.
Tales of Shariar. I mean, it is a book from 100 years ago.
Tales of Shariar is considered an antique now? How could the academia have let such an excellent work of literature be forgotten like this? Traveler, Kale, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Madam, wait! Oh no, this is bad. You asked me why I'm scared of Madame Farazan, right? It's because I'm afraid of that ancient language she researches, because I can barely understand any of it. Even so, what if researchers from 100 years ago like to use ancient languages in their books?
Found it! The 5th volume of Tales of Shariar.
Wow!
I never thought this book would ever get sold.
All right, that's our teaching material secured. We...
Can I take a look? Luckily, the language being used here isn't ancient at all.
As long as the writing is good, read it, worry not. I shall thoroughly explain the difficult sections. After all this time. Sir, do you have the subsequent volumes of this series? Is that so? And here I thought I could finally read the ending. If I'm to use it as a teaching material, it's better to start earlier in the series.
I don't...
Is this serious? series really that popular.
No. It's not popular.
No demand? Impossible.
Seriously? No one told me?
Where did you get this from?
I'm afraid not. This book was sold together with a whole bunch of antique furniture. Otherwise, the Matra would have come knocking. Wait, is this book actually worth a lot?
That's impossible. No matter how strict the academia was,
I do remember a passerby skimming through the book a few days ago.
he sighed. Why would he react? I'm sorry. Traveler? Kale? Why is there another misunderstanding between Ali and Aziz? And a new character is introduced with no foreshadowing at all? Is this really the Tales of
Well, that passerby reacted in much the same way. It's Mada from the cafe over there. You know, since that's also a very old story, maybe he knows a thing or...
Then let's go ask around at the cafe.
Huh?
Excuse me?
Yes,
S-
it's fine.
Do you know about Tales of Sharp?
Huh? Tales of... My master always talked about how incredibly popular that book used to be.
Your master?
Yes, the one who taught me how to be a storyteller. He also said that this great-great-grandmaster was an academia. He wrote 4 volumes back then.
And then? What happened next?
Oh, it's hard to tell when it comes to trends. One day, instead of writing a proper ending, to tap into popular trends, he added a lot of
How could that be?
In the end, there's no ending. The great-great-grandmaster tried to write a few more volumes following. He got so infuriated that he...
What? So there's no ending?
By that time, anyway, my master probably exaggerated. The only tangible thing my great-great-grand... He also left behind many theses from his... My master is a much better storyteller than me. But even he won't recite Tales of Shahryar.
So, Antara's story is the one that lasted through the years.
Well, not even sages can definitively ascertain.
Only time?
Madam Far...
It's been 100 years. Perhaps some...
Yeah! Master helped me find a lot of famous books, no matter how good those stories are. I can't...
That is true. What was popular 100 years ago could be completely forgotten in modern times. If Tales of Shahryar hadn't chased after trends and instead stuck to its original, it might have stood some chance of gaining renewed popularity.
Huh? Our conversation just got a lot more serious.
I don't really get what you're talking about.
How unseemly. I almost got carried away because of a single book. No. Kale, you found a...
Yeah.
Then we'll use that book as our teaching material. As for the academia, as long as we come up with an appropriate course name, we should be able to get away with it. My, it sounds like you've done... Now then, let's return to the book vendor in a bit and buy the latest volume of... But if I wish... Huh? Speaking of which, other than third eye of perception and such things as... Why do people... If one of our...
Oh, I can tell you what that's all about. Apparently, in their youth, some people... But as they grew older, they started to become embarrassed by such...
Mata? You know, I suddenly have...
Huh? Why so suddenly?
I knew it. There will always be people who...